Will Diablo 4 survive? That is the question that everyone is asking. If you play Diablo 4 right now, you're probably thinking it. Should I play Diablo 4? Is Path of Exiles going to take over? Is Path of Exiles 2 going to be more fun? Well, we're going to kind of dive into a little bit more of this as the video goes on, so make sure that you stick around and watch till the end. So, I am a streamer. I stream Diablo 4 right now. I've started streaming it a couple months or a month or two ago. I've got about 30 or 40 hours into the game. What I'm starting to notice is that even though I'm level 62, it is starting to become more repetitive. The very beginning, when I first started the game and I didn't do the campaign, my mind was blown, right? Just like everybody else's probably was. You know, you're diving into the story, you're getting all this content fed at you, fed at you, fed at you, and then once you get done with the story, what is there to do? You can do Tree of Whispers. What's Tree of Whispers? You run around and you kill a bunch of mobs and you gain grim favors. Or you go do another dungeon, which isn't as hard as the Nightmare Dungeon, and you don't get as much, items from that. You have these renown quests. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it gives you something to do. I think that it's a good thing to have. But once you get so far, like, you got to get the waypoints. That don't take long. The strongholds don't take long. The side quests, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like side quests. Like, once you do so many side quests, what's left? Okay, areas discovered. All right, well, that's just from running around. Side dungeons. Okay, you're doing more dungeons. Altars of Lilith. Now, listen, I understand Altars of Lilith. I think that it's a good thing. It forces you to have to run around and do all, look for everything. But if you get a map and it literally tells you where everything is, so I mean, it really doesn't take that long. So I mean, really getting all of this complete, if you went hardcore on it, it really doesn't take that long, right? It really doesn't take that long. So my feeling as I get higher level is the repetitiveness. I log on the stream and I get a party of people. What do we want to do? We want to farm renown, or we want to do Nightmare Dungeons. Alright, well, I haven't even hit Uber Lilith, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, let me get to Uber Lilith. Then what? You kill Uber Lilith. Okay, then what? So I'm really starting to notice this, but the game does a really good job at hooking you in early and then just falling off late. I'm really hoping that the new season, Season 2, brings a lot more content to the game, because I really do think that it has a possibility of being a really good game, but I just don't know if Blizzard cares enough to really add all the features that this game needs. Me personally, I would love to see some more PvP things, like battlegrounds or arenas. Why can't we do that? I mean, any other game does that. Does that take it from an AARP or whatever, ARP or whatever the fuck it is, to an MMO? I don't know. I mean, but that is what I would like to see. Path of Exile is taking off again. Path of Exile has always been really good, but more people are starting to go from Diablo 4 to Path of Exile because they're noticing that Path of Exile's in-game, there's so much more. It's more complex. It has more hours involved, and they're just really noticing that Diablo just falls off horribly. So normal people like me, yeah, we can spend a lot of hours playing Diablo 4, but once you get to the end, what do you do? And I know that they're based on, let's get the people, the casual players, the people that go to work and then come home and have just a couple hours to play. Now, people like that, Diablo's probably a great game. And to me, that's what it looked like to me, because I'm still in that category where I have a full-time job and I'm trying to play a game and I only have a certain amount of hours. But what then? I'm now getting to the point, even after playing just a few hours a day, that I'm getting to the repetitiveness. And yeah, I love the dopamine hit whenever I'm running around in a dungeon and I'm slaying things and stuff's getting crazy. But I'm getting to a point where seeing the big numbers is just not becoming as fun. So I really hope that they implement some new things in season 2. I really think that they need it. The PvP for me would be one of those things. So I know that they've been doing a lot of updates lately to try to fix some of the things that they feel like been going on with Diablo. You know, with the trade being or not being able to trade and things like that. I just don't know what's taking them so long. They have to notice that the game is falling off. The viewer count on Twitch is falling off. Streamers are not streaming the game. People aren't watching the game. People aren't playing the game. The active user base is falling. They need to do something now. If they don't, it will be too late and everybody will be switching off of this game and going to something else. So, another thing that I think is really fun is the builds. The builds in this game are fun. Don't get me wrong. You know, honestly, lately, just to try to find something to break the monotonous of the game, I've been switching my build around every other couple days. Why? You know, people ask me why you haven't completed your build, the first build. Well, because I want to do something different. I want to play a different style. I want to go from Whirlwind, and then I want to go to the Bleed build. Then I want to do Hammer of Ancients. I mean, that's pretty much what's keeping me from not losing my mind with just doing Nightmare Dungeon after Nightmare Dungeon after Nightmare Dungeon. If you feel the same way, leave me a comment, okay? I want to know, and I want to make sure that I'm not the only one feeling this way. So, Nightmare Dungeons, they did the update where they increased the amount of mobs in the Nightmare Dungeons, which is, you know, that's cool. That's awesome. Let's get some more XP. Let's level up faster. Let's help the guy that has 2 hours to play or 3 hours to play to reach level 100 faster. Okay, it's another dopamine hit, guys. It's making you feel like, all right, I'm getting somewhere. But once you get to level 100, you're going to be farming these Nightmare Dungeons over and over again, and you're going to be trying to get that perfect roll for the perfect armor piece or the perfect weapon, and you're just literally, the best way to do it is the Nightmare Dungeons. Okay, Tonky, let's switch it up. Let's go and do some Tree of Whispers. Okay, so you're gonna go do another dungeon when you could just go into a Nightmare Dungeon and get better drops. I mean, I know that the Tree of Whispers is good, but is it that much better? I don't think so. I don't even think it is. With the buff to the Nightmare Dungeons, I don't think that it is. And another thing is like, when I stream the game, I've noticed a lot. Like, whenever I'm playing solo and I'm running around and I'm trying to do the things like the renown or farm my own dungeons, yeah, it's cool. It's nice. But I'm really not liking that when I get into a party with my clan or with my stream, that they join Discord, we start talking, and the first question they ask me is, what do you want to do? All right, what do I want to do? And I say, you know what, I'm down for anything. What do you want to do? And they go, well, do you want to run a Nightmare Dungeon? What tier Nightmare Dungeon do you want to run? Okay, no, I don't want to run a Nightmare Dungeon. Now what? What are we going to do? Okay, well, you want to go farm some renown? Okay, well, that's cool right now. I don't have my renown done. So, yeah, let's go farm some renown. You do that for an hour and a half, and then you go, well, I'm tired of searching for altars. Now what do I do? Hey, you want to run a Nightmare Dungeon? Man, oh my gosh. Is that all we got? All right, you can go PvP, but let's be honest, the PvP is just complete dog shit. Let's be real. It is. I mean, yeah, you go to the PvP zone, and if someone has PvP unlocked and they're willing to fight you, then yes, you can fight some people. But what? Why? I mean, there's no leaderboards. There's nothing to say why should we do PvP. And a lot of the people that play these types of games are not used to PvPing. This is not like a World of Warcraft where it's an MMORPG. You go into a battlefield, you do some PvP, you feel like you accomplished something, and you are able to get some better gear. You're able to upgrade your gear. You're able to get the tokens or whatever it's called on WoW. I forget the name of it because it's been a while since I played WoW. And you're able to progress. The PvP in this game is just not the same. It doesn't make sense. I am a huge PvPer. I love PvP, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. Now, alright, let's go into PvE. Okay, well, you know, I don't even have great gear. Like, my gear is just kind of like whatever. And I've already been running through World Tier 4 Nightmare Dungeons. And honestly, if you have a friend who plays a lot, you can literally just get carried through. It really doesn't matter. And that's been happening quite a bit. But, you know, like, I don't even have great specs on my gear, and I'm able at World Tier 3 to just completely shit on everything. Why? My character's too good for World Tier 3. I mean, it literally will happen no matter what. Now, will you be able to kill Uber Lilith with this shitty gear of mine? Probably not. I don't know. I haven't done it, but maybe. But am I trying to do a speed run to Uber Lilith? No, I don't really care enough, to be honest. But some people do, okay? They need to add more things. They need to make something better. They need to add more functions. They need more late game. Will Diablo 4 survive? I don't think so. And for all of you hardcore Diablo fans out there, I really hate this for you guys. I really do. I will most likely be switching possibly over to Path of Exiles. I've been hearing a lot of great things about Path of Exiles, and I want to try it out. So if you guys are interested in Path of Exiles, I heard that it's free right now. I haven't actually looked, but even if it's not, I might spend the money. There's so many other games. Baldur's Gate 3, I heard that that's a great game. If you guys are just completely tired of Diablo and Blizzard as a company just doing what they do, hit that like button, hit the follow button, hit the notification bell for me, because we're going to be diving into some more things. If you guys like this video, and if you think Diablo 4 won't survive, tell me. I want to know your opinions. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will hopefully see you guys next video. Let's go get it! Ha ha!